Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We're gonna start off the morning by saying hi to Gunner. Gunner, say hi to everybody. Everybody's been asking about you. How you doing, buddy? You looking good? Oh, thank you, yep. Yeah, did we just enjoy breakfast together? Oh yeah, we love getting our ears rubbed there. Gunner's gotta grab a toy here. Oh, get it, buddy. Get it. Gunner is seriously the best dog ever. Well, we've got us another rainy day here out at the ranch, and I'm so over the rain, but I guess we need it, so it's probably a good thing. We've got the gray OBS warming up, and we're actually gonna be jumping in on this thing pretty heavily. The donkeys just came and pooped there. We got the goats hanging out. All right, we jump in this thing before we get too wet. Thankfully, this storm is nowhere near as cold as the last couple storms that we had, so, you know, we can still rock the shorts and the dudes. Oh my, it is slippery back there. Huh. So today I'm very excited, guys. We are going to be jumping into the OBS project here, and I don't know if I'm more excited or more nervous, because this thing needs a lot of work. Oh yeah, the road is looking super soupy today, but it looks like our drainage is working, so that's good. Now, a lot of people get upset that I baby my vehicles, and there's a good reason. I own vehicles that I baby, I own vehicles that I beat up. This one was like kind of the in-between vehicle. It was my work truck that I beat up, then I decided to make it really nice, and then now it's kind of back to getting beat up again. And well, there's a reason I like to, oh shoot, we just got sideways. Holy crap, the road is slippery. I also have zero tread on these rear tires, which we're also gonna be addressing. There's issue one. I'm telling you, this road, look at this. I'm not the first guy, whoever that was did it too. Oh yeah, that's a nice slippery road today. Oh, we're sideways again. All right. Okay, so some people have said that, you know, just drive your stuff and beat it up. It's way more fun that way, right? And I can see the benefits to that. But also, if you guys hear this clacking around me, and if you guys have ever owned an OBS, you know that sound. That's the sound of all the door panels being loose. And one of the main reasons I don't like to beat up on my vehicles is I don't like everything being loose and sloppy and floppy, and every time you drive down the road, everything's clacking and the headliner's falling off. You're getting smacked by the visor. Oh, jeez. That was not planned. I don't like that. Like, I like my vehicles to not squeak and not rattle and not just be junk boxes is about the best way I can say it there. Oh, we're splashing. So yes, every time I drive home in the OBS, I just hear these door panels going crazy. And this is definitely not the ideal vehicle to be driving today with no tread on my rear tires, but the Bronco is back at the body shop. We had a little bit of a door clearance issue with some of the fiberglass work, so they took it in. They're gonna be fixing everything, you know, no charge or anything like that, and they're gonna be taking care of it. But I'm gonna be without the Bronco for a week, so if I'm gonna be driving the OBS for a week, we're gonna be getting it fixed. Oh, and we're sideways again, I will say though, this area that James and I brought in all the asphalt millings for has been holding up freaking phenomenally. I can proudly say though, we have fixed probably the most important issue with the OBS here, and that is, look at that, guys. We've got brakes for more than just 2 pumps of brakes. We've got infinite brakes now, well, somewhat infinite brakes. I went ahead and had the vacuum pump replaced a couple of days ago, so now the OBS has brakes again. For how long, I don't know, because the last vacuum pump lasted not that long before we didn't have brakes. But I've got some driving to do. See you at the shop. Well, I'm calling a quick audible, guys. We were supposed to go to the shop, but we were gonna stop by Courtney Tire, and let's just get some tires ordered for this thing. I know these Toyos are, they weren't easy to find a little while ago. I don't know if they've gotten much easier. So you guys, this is the drive up service we get here at Courtney Tire. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, how hard is it to get Toyo MT still?
Let's find out.
Now this brings us to problem number, I don't even know what we're at right now, but good thing I already rolled the window down because, well, typical to these OBS trucks, my interior door handle doesn't work. Don't mind about this, I took that apart yesterday. My door handle does not work. I don't know if the cable stretched inside. We're gonna pull these door panels apart today and find out, but it gets really annoying having to constantly do this to get in and out of the truck. Gotta roll the window down, open it from the outside, roll the window back up. Yep, I think it's safe to say, guys, it is time for some new tires there. Only good thing about having those super ball is they don't throw a lot of mud up on the truck.
No, but they're in stock.
They're in stock?
They're in stock.
How long until they get here?
I could probably have here in 30 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, I did not expect them to have tires in stock today at the local distributor, so that's awesome. They're gonna run and pick those up. We're still gonna head to the shop though, because I wanna get one other thing checked while we have Sergio available. Then we'll put the tires put on before we start tearing this truck apart, because once it's torn apart, who knows how long it's gonna take me to put it back together. But man, the guys over at Courtney Tire are freaking awesome. If you guys are in the SoCal area, swing by Courtney Tire, family owned and operated, and they just do customer service right. Alrighty, so Sergio actually knows I'm coming today, so that's good. We're not gonna sneak attack him with some stuff, but let's see if we can diagnose the next problem we're gonna talk about, and that is the trailer brake controller that just suddenly stopped working. It lights up, we get lights there, Let's see, do we get any lights there? If we try to activate it, I don't know. Could just be a bad trailer brake controller. The thing has worked fine all the way up until I bought my dump trailer. So let's see if there's just some weird connection issue or if we need to buy a whole new trailer brake controller. You gotta know the secret knock to get Sergio. Sergio, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Are you ready for me?
I know.
Sergio, we can't show the top secret stuff we're working on.
Oh yeah.
What is this? That's a compressor?
Top of the line, $500.
What is it?
Yeah, it says you can run it for 90 psi constant.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Off-road, maximum performance.
6 or 7. What is it called? The other
CFMs?
CFMs. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's gonna be going on Fern's truck, Fern's Semi-Famous Barbecue.
Yeah, he is gonna get rid of the train horns because he broke everything.
We'll see Fern, yeah, I think we showed it on the video the other day. Fern thinks his F250 here is a pre-runner now. And so he's been off-roading the crap out of this thing. And well, let's show you guys his little horn mount down here. You can, oh geez, that's not doing anybody any good. Jeez. Loctite the crap out of every nut you put on this thing because Fern's getting wild with this truck.
Yeah. It has like, I think 8 or 9 nuts.
That's a lot of bolts.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. 12 bolts.
12
all of them.
All
on some like 3/16 plate. Oh, that's a kind of cool setup.
Yeah. It's easy to move.
All in one container here, V4. I've actually never seen one of these. Okay, so me and Sergio have been working on something really, really cool today. We're not ready to show you guys, but Sergio, let's show them the packaging. Okay. Like we're start to finish, like hands-on, every bit of this manufacturing coolness that's going on here. All right, just a quick little.
So these are cool box.
All right, all right.
Nice box.
Ooh, that's as much as we can show them.
That's all.
That's it. That's all we can show them, Sergio. Well, they probably saw what's below that box, but that's all we're gonna show you guys for now. But very soon, we're gonna have a new product. Workforwardapparel.com, that'll be coming out. I think it's gonna be really sick. So just said we're gonna do an easy test. I like easy tests. We jump in the passenger side here so I can be about as useless as can be and just point the camera at Sergio because this is his world. So we are grounding the test light here.
Yeah, so if you use a digital one, it won't work because what it happens is since you have power, 12 volts here.
Right.
It sends different voltages depending on how much force you need on the brakes. It starts lower voltage is less strength, and then 12 volts is the highest strength you can get.
Gotcha.
So what you should see is whenever you move this controller, you will see different voltages if you have a voltmeter. In this case, I have a regular bulb, so we'll see different intensities. So we'll see like low intensity light and then all the way.
Nice.
High.
All right, all right.
But first, it turns on or not?
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to press the brake and it should light up. We got some kind of power.
Okay, something moves.
Yeah, something. Looks very professionally installed.
Yeah.
This is not done at IUP-USA.com. So there should be a hot wire coming into the brake controller.
Yes.
And we're not looking like we got that.
Nope.
Does the truck need to be on?
Maybe.
Okay.
Depends if they wire it like that way.
Oh, here, this wire is hot. Check it with this.
Oh, how do you know?
There you go.
How do you know? What is that?
So, issue number 43 of this truck. Oh, jeez. You can see the wiring we got going on here. This goes to the center console that was built here for me, and in the back, and yes, we all know my truck's a mess. We have this sweet sub box enclosure that's acrylic with the Work For It logo, laser cut into it, and well, it also has LED lights in it. And this wire slipped out one day, and well, if we hook this up here, it turns on the blue LEDs inside of the sub enclosure there. So yeah, we'll get that doctored up too. All right, we got power coming in.
That's full 12 volts.
Okay.
But the blue wire, which is the output to the brakes,
nada.
nada.
All right, we're now testing the ground. We got good ground.
Yeah, everything looks working, just the output is not there.
So that would lead us to believe this thing's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the sign we were looking for today, because I was just buying an RV shop yesterday, and I was gonna buy one, and I was like, nah, it's like every time I do that, then Sergio can fix it. Let's check the old one first, and well, I should have bought the new trailer brake controller. So Sergio doesn't want me driving around with this one wire off.
Wire.
So he's gonna throw another butt connector on there for me. Appreciate you, Sergio. And then when we come back, we can like tape this thing up and make it all nice. Well, just got the text from Courtney Tires. They have my tires at the shop now, so we're gonna run over there. But before we do, I grabbed a couple of bags of the new Work For It jerky to gift to those guys for being so awesome. This is gonna be back in stock by the time this video goes live. Keep an eye out for these things. They sell out every time we get a batch in. But just take a look at this stuff, guys. This is some quality meat right here. We've got the blood, sweat, and tears beef jerky there. Look at that meat. That is good looking meat. But check this out. You guys gotta check out this bacon. You see that right there? That's real bacon. That's not some weird stuff you get in like the grocery store that they claim is like bacon jerky. It's like pink. That's like, looks like it came straight off your skillet in your house or your griddle or your grill. And the stuff tastes phenomenal. All right, we're gonna get some real life reactions right here.
Try it, try it.
What do you think?
That is unbelievable.
Good stuff?
That was the best beef jerky I've ever had.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
It's so fresh. Sample it up.
Let me know what you think.
Oh yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
It's nice. Nice. Bacon.
Oh yeah.
You like it? Nice, nice. Do a little comparison here. This is the freshie. We lost about a solid inch there. Those have seen some better days. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be able to like steer now. All I gotta say though is Toyos are solid. Like it's not my first set of Toyos I've run to be bald. And they still keep trudging along. Like I go over jagged rocks all the time on the dirt road and those things just no blowouts. Let's ask a true professional. What's your favorite off-road tire?
Toyo mud terrains.
Is that it?
Toyo mud terrains or the BFGs.
Gotcha.
But it's hard to beat these.
You ever see any issues with these coming in? I mean, you guys do thousands of tires a month.
Not a single issue, complaint, or anything with the Toyo.
Nice. Alrighty, y'all, look at that. We got some fresh meat on her. Toyo MTs, I'm telling you guys, those tires are where it's at. There's not once where I was like, I don't know if I should be driving on these tires. Probably not the safest, but I got a lot of confidence in these tires. Now we gotta go see if we can find us a trailer brake controller. Just so happen to have a South Coast RV right down the street from Courtney Tire. So let's stop in here. I feel like it's gonna be the best chance we're gonna have at finding a trailer brake controller today. And then maybe, you know, we leave with Winnebago. Look at this little baby dump trailer we got here. We got the Raw Max. I mean, you're really gonna stop at 2X's, like you should put 3. It's a cute little dump trailer. What do we got for weight ratings on this thing? Gross vehicle weight, 7,000 pounds. That's a lot more than I would expect. Well, that was super easy. Awesome customer service over here at the South Coast RV. I think we actually got the same brand here. What do we got? A Tekanisha. Should work, and it might actually be plug and play. It might be the same connectors. I'm sure there's a million brands out there. I used to have Prodigies on my trucks that didn't come with them. Obviously, all the newer trucks pretty much have built-in brake controllers, but I used to run Prodigies. Never had any experience with a Tekanisha other than this old one that's been in this truck for many, many years. But the guy in there said this one's great, so that's what we're gonna put on. Whew, finally, we are in my shop, which is kind of what I planned on doing from the very start of today. Good news is we're already checking things off the list. So let's make a full list here of things that are wrong with the OBS, including those that we just fixed. Obviously, tires were a big issue. Check, those are fixed. Trailer brake controller will be fixed in a second. One of the most annoying issues is this door issue here. And yeah, I have the actual replacement screws I found on some website, and I'll pull it up or I'll put a link in the description for all the factory door screws, but I don't know where I put them. They've been at my house for like a year, and I have since lost the entire pack of screws. I actually bought 2 packs because I know Zach's got an OBS too, and I figured between the 2 of us, we're gonna burn through a lot of screws. But these door panels aren't the most fun thing in the world to take off. But we gotta take it off to figure out why this is not opening the door anymore. I've actually got a bunch of parts for this thing that I gotta search around the shop to find. I've got a complete replacement dash bezel here for it, because the spots where you screw in the fuel, the tank selector, as well as your little information center there, those tabs have broke off many moon ago, and this thing doesn't really lock in anymore. So I've actually been sitting on a complete replacement dash for a long time that we need to get put on here. I should probably turn my lights off. I've got a piece that goes here that repairs where these screw holes go. Another big issue is the front speakers don't work in this thing. They have not worked in, again, well over a year. Pretty much every issue you're gonna see on this thing, it's been like this forever. And it's one of those things, like, you just get used to it. When you drive old trucks, you're just like, yeah, it just does that. So yeah, everywhere I go, I just have to reach outside and open the door. Or yeah, you know what? I'm used to having only speakers working in the rear. The list goes on and on. I'm sure I'm not the only one with an old truck that has a bunch of weird little quirks that you just unfortunately put up and deal with. So those are some of the main issues. I'm hoping the speaker issue might just be like, I don't even know. We're gonna find out when we pull these door panels off. But first, let's get this trailer brake controller figured out here. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel like there's a connector on the back of this thing. It feels like we're gonna have to hardwire it like it was. Let's get this box opened up. So this one has a pigtail coming off the back. It doesn't feel like that one does. No, it definitely feels hardwired. Nothing too fancy. Your little manual engage, your wheel there, and I'm sure your little mode settings, whatever it may be. Hopefully those screw holes line up with the screws that are already screwed into the bottom of this thing. Oh, wait. We've got another bracket here. That is the exact same bracket that's on there. So, okay, well, we'll just mount that up this way. So I went ahead and pulled the screws out of this side of the brake controller, but unfortunately, this brake controller was installed before the center console. So we're gonna have to lift this booger up back over the like seat bracket hump that it sits on. Got some really random stuff in this truck. So we got a garage door booklet. We got some VHT roll bar chassis paint. A lot of you guys ask what paint Zach uses on pretty much everything. It is this stuff right here. I should really clean my truck out more often. I found some quality stuff that would have come in handy in 2 of the last like 5 videos that we filmed. One of which, you guys remember I was looking for a hitch pin for this truck? Well, yeah, we found one. It was already in here, brand new. And the other one is when we were working on the drainage over at the ranch, I needed a female actual coupler for a hose, and well, I have 2 of those sitting in the back of this truck instead of trying to hokey together what we had to make work. I think I have a problem, guys. This is my come and clean moment here. I'm admitting it. I just buy a bunch of stuff and it ends up in the back seat of my truck and I forget about it. Okay, so I've grabbed the center console and I've slid it back. So now we've got room to actually work on the side here. Now we're getting creative here. We took Zach's underhood light. It just fits ideally in this thing. I should have done this from the beginning. Let's almost do this permanently. This is some nice lighting up in here in the OBS. So we'll go ahead and get this old brake controller off. And then again, yeah, see, it looks like this one is hardwired. So we'll cut off all these butt connectors and we'll just match up what goes to what. So for my birthday many years ago, Sergio made me a whole kit right here of all kinds of connectors. We'll tap into this bad boy. Also, everybody's gonna complain. I asked Sergio for some wire strippers and Sergio's like, I'm just gonna come over and do it. So, it wasn't because I didn't want to. Okay. No. Wiring is done. Let's do a little test. All right, we got blinking NC. That probably means not connected, which means there's no trailer. I think that's what that means. Display readings after wiring. Power to brake controller with trailer connected. Well, I'm assuming that works till we hook a trailer up to it. Great work, Sergio. I'll get this mounted up. So we're back at Sergio's. I'm gonna grab some of like the electrical, it's like a cloth tape, like factory OEM stuff. I'm gonna wrap that wiring in, but first check this out. He's got Fern's horn set up off the truck. Look at how mangled this thing is. Look how twisted that bracket is. And these horns are all snapped. His compressor, look at that. Look at the mounts for the compressor. Like, jeez. Fern was a little rough on this thing. Look at that. That's why I don't like plastic horns. Nathan's for life. They're not real train horns, they're plastic. Went ahead and got this all nice and wrapped up, again in this like OEM style tape here. It's got a cloth feel. It doesn't melt like electrical tape melts. Also went ahead and did the wiring for the LED light controller that goes into the sub box. I am actually gonna swap out this mount to the new one because, well, you can see the new one is a little narrower there than the old one. What's crazy on these old trucks is the amount of screw types that you find. Everybody knows if you got one of these OBS trucks, you will have at some point at least one drywall screw in a door panel. That's just the way it is. Just this one bracket that we pulled off right here has 2 different types of self-tappers. We've got one obnoxiously long and one, well, obnoxiously short there. A lot of these trucks were working men's trucks, and one of the things working men are good at is having random little screws lying around, and if something rattles, you shove a screw in it. And by looking up underneath here, I see 2 more holes right there. So this is not probably the first brake controller, or at least the first location they try to mount it in. There's 2 more holes over here. Oh no. Story of my life. How does that not line up with that? It's a narrower mount, but the screw holes are further apart. I decided I shouldn't be lazy, and it was actually ended up being more work. So when we took off that mount and put the other one on, I totally forgot we had this plastic one here that doesn't require screwing into the sides of the brake controller. And the reason I like that is I've always seen these old school brake controllers as like a total shin destroyer if you ever get into a wreck, because normally they hang out like here in most trucks, and I've always worried that if you ever got in a wreck, this thing was just going to destroy your shin. Well, I feel like on this plastic mount, it's going to break away, and you've got less of a chance of completely destroying your shin. So we are all finished up here. We got the brake controller in. Seems like everything's working. We'll find out when we hook it up to a trailer. I've got the center console put back, fixed that wiring issue. Now let's pull one of these door panels off. And it's really all I have time to do today is get this door panel off, do some investigating. Obviously I gotta put it all back together so I can get home. So hopefully we don't spend too much time inside of here, but there's clearly something going on with the speakers, the door lock mechanism. It might be on the amp side because it's both front speakers that don't work, but we won't know until we crack it open. So let's get these door panels off. Good thing is there's not very many screws left. Jeez, we just have like none in here. That one's missing, that one's missing, that one's missing. Let's see, do we have one down here? There it is. Nope, that one is also missing. Okay, great. Do we have that one though? Looks like we have that one. Guess you can't really complain much when, you know, there's only 2 screws to pull your door panels off. I will say, I'm not the one that lost all these screws though. Look at that. That is a self-tapper. Looks like actually a steel stud drywall screw there. And then this screw is one of the more factory Ford screws. You guys will see, I'll show you. This is what basically I ordered a bunch of. They have this little, like, it's almost like a washer on it. It's kind of a flared end there, but actually spins freely on the head. I don't know if you guys can see that. These are the screws that you need a bunch of. Why we couldn't just put a connector, I'm not sure. Instead it screws into the bezel with, again, 2 more different types of screws here. We can slide all this through this opening when we go to pull this door panel off. Again, these are never fun. We gotta feed the handle through. The handle's the hard part. Everything else not that big a deal. It's getting the handle back through after. Oh, almost lost her. Almost lost her. Okay. Pull our wires through the back, and then we got our little bulb down here, which I don't know why that's not on and lit up. So now that we can look at this mechanism, and I honestly need to purchase this entire mechanism, but I've bought the upgrade kit right here, which that's this plate right here that bolts or rivets on to the door, and that's like a strengthener so this thing doesn't flex. This piece right here though has been repaired many times by Zach. There's been like washers welded on, just a bunch of like band-aid repairs to get this thing to work. As you can see, it looks like it's kind of, the bolt's crooked and it's really eaten up a lot of the material on this piece itself. And again, that bolt I do not believe is factory, that was just welded in there. So what I think is happening is we don't have enough throw in here to get this cable to pull to actuate the door lock enough, or the latch there I should say. So we need to either tighten up this cable, which is really hard because it has a little ball end on it there, or we need to figure out this setup here to basically get this to pull up more, which is going to be hard to do by hand, and get it to fully unlatch. But before we do that, let's take a look at our speakers here and see exactly what's going on behind this booger. I'm hoping it's at the door level here and like both doors just coincidentally happen to go out, but something tells me it might be back at the amps, which that's a little bit above my pay grade. Basically my vehicle wiring expertise level is that plugged in or not, or does that wire look damaged or not? Anything beyond that scope, I usually find somebody smarter and more qualified than myself. But we're about to find out if I can get this to pop out here. Just a little stuck in there. Well, the wiring looks good. Everything's plugged in. So I'm gonna say that's at the amp level. I just checked online and unfortunately this mechanism is actually back ordered from Ford. So we might have to do another little hokey fix for now until we get the right one. You can see what Zach had to do the last time. He basically cut this piece because this used to be, I believe, like perfectly vertical. He cut and extended it back, which basically lengthens the distance there, which gives it more throw, and then welded in a washer and then kind of cut that off. We might have to do something very similar tonight because I don't really see a better way to fix that. I'm gonna use the Milwaukee, I don't know what the technical term for this is. I always call them Dremel because, well, Dremel kind of captured the market when they came out with that tool, but we've got the 12 volt Milwaukee cordless. Oh, well, why are none of these batteries working in this thing? Huh. So there's the second battery I put in it, and they're both doing that. I wonder if something's wrong with this thing. That sucks. It's our first Milwaukee tool fail on camera there. Just for a little test, I've got the USB adapter. And well, that's showing 3 bars on the battery. Very strange. Very, very strange. Oh. Don't ever leave your switches on. Oh, well, now it doesn't work again. This is interesting, guys. Very interesting. All right, I'm gonna leave the switch on. Let's see if it turns on again. Well, as long as we don't shut it back off, we're good. So let's cut this open. What's weird is I'm changing the speed and the speed's not changing. It's definitely a tool issue. So again, I'm just gonna kind of mimic the fix Zach did last time, but I'm gonna cut it there and see if we can bend this a little bit further and get us a little more throw out of it. We might be getting into some weird angles with this piece. Not really sure. I guess worst case scenario, we can pull the whole thing out, bend that back straight, weld another piece in a little bit longer. Got her opened up a little bit more there. And I'll kind of tweak this a little bit and get that straighter, but let's do a little test. See if she works. I don't know. We still don't have enough throw on her. I mean, it might have bent back. Or it might not have bent back. It might be all the play we have in this thing. But I don't know how to pull that off. I'm gonna pull this entire assembly off so we can actually work on it off the truck and see. Now I think the trick is gonna be to basically fix where all of that has wallowed out and is so much bigger and sloppier. But again, I don't really know how you pull this pin out right here that the spring is attached to, so we might just have to try to get in there with the welder and not weld that bolt to it because that needs to pivot. This is super hokey, but I'm gonna take this washer. This washer is gonna eat up that gap because there's just no way to weld in there without being able to pull us apart. That bolt is welded in, so it's not like I can pull that out to kind of close that hole up. So I'm basically using that washer. Hopefully you guys can see it, but it is pushed into that opening and that bolt right now is tight up against the washer. Guess I'm gonna have to use the ground clamp as a way to hold this. This is some tricky little welds in here, but I think we got it welded in there. I'm afraid that I might have welded it to where this thing doesn't move. I don't think I welded any part of it solid, but I just tried to yank on it right now and it didn't really move. Hate to say this, but I'm not super confident that this is gonna work. Yeah, we definitely, we welded something stiff in there. We might have took out too much of the clearance there, and yeah, now she just binds. Maybe we bent this too much out, but this mechanism does not want to move now. I definitely royally screwed this up. I went ahead and pulled it off, tried to cut some of that back out, and couldn't do it. Ended up accidentally cutting all the way through right there. And well, we've got a little bit of movement back in her, but she's still not doing anywhere near the action she needs to open this door. And this is why Rhino is not a mechanic. I'm gonna start scouring eBay, see if I can find a used one of these. And unfortunately, I'm out of time today to work on this thing. So I'm gonna put all this back together and hard cut till tomorrow.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.